Great. Thank you so much for having me here to United XR. And my name is Kathrine. I'm from Khora in Copenhagen, Denmark. So let's talk about something I'm calling spatial branding. How spatial environments and augmented reality are reshaping brand experiences, turning passive consumers into active participants. There it is. There you go. So we've all seen how the young generations are creating on Roblox, TikTok and Minecraft. And I'm coming to you from Generation Z. So I'm the first generation of digital natives. We grew up inside advertisement. So my generation is really the first generation of content creators. We're used to publishing our own opinions, photos, and staging our own self-image. So we're not really consumers anymore, but more creators. And the next generation, Generation Alpha, is even worse. So the result is we built a filter. This filter helps us to skip, scroll, or completely ignore the messages brands are trying to push at us. So we've gotten really good at spotting the ads, and even before we see the first frame. So really, let's be honest, we've become numb to them. So my generation doesn't just see an ad, we've kind of feel it coming. We've got 3 automatic responses. It's skip, scroll, and distrust. Whether it's a slick TV commercial or a paid post on TikTok, we're not easily sold. And why? It's because we've seen it all. We've learned to only trust what feels real, authentic, and connected. So let's move on to the concept that I'm here to talk about today. Spatial branding. And in simple terms, it's really when your brand becomes a place you can step into, a place, a world, rather than a message that you glance at. So this is how brands will engage the next generation. And instead of pushing an ad on you, they'll invite you into the experience. Let's see. There you go. So spatial branding works because it taps into 3 key things. The first one being embodiment. So think I'm in the story, I'm not just watching it. Think VR and 360-degree videos. Then we have participation. I can do something that matters. It's not passive, it's interactive, and with choices that really affect the experience. And then we have persistence. So it's not really a one-off ad. It's a world and a place that I can return to and revisit and explore again and again. So I just wanted to bring you some stats. Because gaming is the world's largest entertainment industry by now. So you can say that in the last 3 years, the game has really changed. Gaming has surpassed film, TV, and music combined. And your next generation audiences are gamers, and they're eager to engage and even play with your brand. So today, social media has become less social and more media, with advertisements, influencer endorsements, and polished creator content populating our timelines. So this shift has left many people feeling disconnected from the authentic social experiences that they once cherished. So consequently, a growing number of young consumers are seeking refuge in gaming platforms. And these virtual realms offer not only entertainment, but also a sense of community and connection. And that seems more increasingly elusive rather than traditional social media. So how do we use spatial branding to foster social and inclusive experiences? I'm going to show you some examples. So don't want to get anyone hungry, but the first example that I'm here to show you is how to kind of break through that Gen Z filter in a fun and engaging way. So McDonald's actually partnered up with Snapchat to bring back the classic 1987 Big Mac jingle, but with a twist. So they launched this gamified AR lens that challenged users to sing the jingle in just 4 seconds. And by using AI and machine learning, the experience turned into a classical tune, turned a classical tune into a viral moment. So the result really wasn't nostalgia, it was something more immersive, playful, and social.
All beef patty, special sauce, lettuce, cheese, pickles, onions on a sesame seed bun.
2 all beef patties.
Special sauce, lettuce, cheese, pickles, onions on a sesame seed bun. Get the idea?
All beef patties.
Special sauce.
Lettuce, cheese, pickles,
Onions on a sesame seed
on a
bun.
sesame seed bun.
Yeah.
What was it?
Two all beef patties, special sauce, lettuce, cheese, pickles, onions, and a sesame seed bun.
How?
It's 2 all beef patties, special sauce, lettuce, cheese, pickles, onions on a sesame seed bun.
If you can say
2 all beef patties, special sauce, lettuce, cheese, pickles, onions on a sesame seed bun.
in 4 seconds, you can win a free small fries and Coke.
Sauce, lettuce, cheese, pickles, onions on a sesame seed.
Cheese, onions, pickles.
Onions on a sesame seed bun.
Special sauce, lettuce, cheese.
Lettuce, cheese, spinach.
2 all beef patties, lettuce, cheese. Got the special sauce.
2 all beef daddies.
You may remember it as 2 all beef patties.
2 all beef patties, special sauce, lettuce, cheese, pickles, onions on a sesame seed bun. I did it in 1.5.
Two all beef patties, special sauce, lettuce, cheese, pickles, onions on a sesame seed bun.
All right. Hope no one's hungry after this. So yeah, it worked. So this campaign kind of worked because it tapped into Gen Z's love for nostalgia and turned it into an interactive experience. So it was not just about watching a commercial or hearing a jingle. It was about doing something fun where users were actually in control. So the reward was actually immediate and personal, and the experience was designed to be viral and playful and connected to the Big Mac. And the numbers were quite impressive: 41 million seconds of engagement and 2.2 million users reached, and also a 60% boost in a Big Mac. And then another example in the same kind of industry, you can say, is this example that breaks through the Gen Z filter as well. It's called Burn That Ad. It was a campaign in Brazil that let people use an app to point their phone at a competitor's billboard and watch it burn in AR, revealing a free Whopper coupon. So this wasn't just a flashy stunt, it was also a way for Burger King to directly engage with people in a way that felt personal and fun, and also a little bit rebellious. So you can watch it here. Yeah, a bit rebellious as well. It worked because you kind of hijacked the physical space of the competitor, and it let people do something as well. They were in control again, and the reward was also quite good. It was a free Whopper. So there was this sense of play, and also a sense of rebellion against the corporate world that, yeah, feels so saturated with the traditional advertisement. So it didn't feel like an ad, but a mini game. Right, so shifting gears a little bit. Now let's talk about another example, the Red Cross. It's actually a few years old, from 2018. But here they've used VR to create empathy-driven experiences. And one of their campaigns, The Right Choice, put users in the middle of a conflict zone and makes them face tough decisions. And the idea is to make people feel like they're in a real life disaster situation and how their decision impact others. So it's not just an experience, it's about creating transformation. And when we see something through someone else's eyes, we do understand it better, and that's really the power of immersive storytelling. It's nice to see the sun here in Brussels. I haven't seen it yet. But yeah, I'm just gonna warn you, it's a bit heavy. If you can see anything. So the next example that I'm going to show you is within sustainability. So I've been working with green energy brands at Khora for 5 years. And this one is actually 4 years old. It's also 360 storytelling. And there's, in my opinion, no better example than this experience called Space Safari that was made for the green energy company Ørsted. And Ørsted is a wind turbine company in Denmark, and they rebranded themselves from Dong Energy, that were producing black coal energy, into Ørsted, which was green energy and wind turbines. So they needed a storytelling tool for the CEO to stand on stage at the New York Climate Week in front of hundreds of decision makers. And it gives the user an experience that I've seen many times firsthand, really evokes deep emotions and actually turns the Ørsted product, which is green energy, into an experience.
We created Space Safari because we, as an energy company, want to raise the awareness of the current climate crisis we are in, and seeing the Earth from outside. We learned from astronauts and a guy called Frank White, who coined a phrase called the overview effect, that when you see the planet from outside, you get a feeling of wanting to take care of it. And that feeling, we believe, is important to democratize. Of course, we can't send thousands of people into space, but what we can do is creating an experience that approximates that feeling or that experience. And thereby, we hope people will want to take better care of planet Earth, our shared home.
You're now 100 kilometers above sea level and officially in space.
Obviously, space is not our home turf, so we contacted some astronauts to help us with the details. Among those, a Danish astronaut called Andreas Mogensen. So we got a lot of help to getting all the details right in order to make the experience as realistic as possible. We have drone guys for the ascent and the descent. And then we have a great CGI team creating the computer-generated images of the trip around the world. We bought the footage from the NASA weather satellites. So basically we got footage from everywhere on Earth, and we mapped that on a 3D sphere. So what you see is actually real. It's real footage from NASA satellites. So our virtual reality experience comes in 4 different versions. The Danish one is narrated by Andreas Mogensen, the first Dane in space. The British one is narrated by Helen Sharman, the first Brit in space. The third one is narrated by German astronaut Reinhold Ewald. And the 4th one is narrated by American astronaut Mike Massimino.
Yes, and I can say that it has had 8 million views on YouTube, which is quite a lot for a 360 video. So these are all really great examples on how you can use spatial branding to cut. I'm just going to go a bit over here from the sun. It can cut through that Gen Z filter. So it's not about a message, it's about creating a moment. When we feel emotionally engaged, we're more likely to remember the brand and feel more connected to it. So it's more of a transformative experience that stays with you. And it's not about selling a product or a service per se, it's about fostering deep human connections. So I just wanted to kind of look into the horizon that everyone is doing at this conference, I think. And I think the future of spatial branding isn't just in VR headsets or in 360 videos. It's also in smart glasses and advanced AI. I've never seen so many Ray-Ban Meta glasses gathered in the same space. So you guys all know it. But we're already seeing companies like Snap planning consumer AR glasses in the near future. So it's going to be really exciting to see how they will kind of, how they will go into that space. And of course, when you're wearing a pair of glasses, the glasses that's overlaying immersive brand experiences onto your real world surrounding, what will happen then? And also tailored algorithms means that your experiences will change based on what you like and how you move and what you care about. So I'm gonna finish off with a checklist so you can bring it into your own companies, hopefully. So how are we gonna break through the Gen Z filter? I've talked about it many times now. This is a quick checklist to make sure your spatial branding efforts resonate. So the first question you wanna ask is there a real emotional stake? People connect with stories that move them and not products. And the next one would be, can people do something? So engagement, interaction, choices that matter. And then we have the question, does it feel honest? Authenticity over polished, because Gen Z can really spot inauthenticity a mile away. And then we have the question, is it where people already are? So phones, AR filters, social apps, immersive tours, and not just a metaverse with no audience. And the next one, I don't think it's here, but I just added it. And can it live beyond the campaign? Is it something that you can go back to? So make it persistent and reusable, a place where people really can revisit. So my last note for today would be that my generation lives inside a constant feed of content, and spatial branding is not about shouting louder into that feed. It's about building moments and places where we actually want to stay a little bit longer. So thank you so much for listening. Thanks.
Thank you very much, Kathrine. We do have time for a couple of questions, if anybody has questions. Sure. Are we already to use the hand-held mic for questions? Great, thank you.
I wonder about AR glasses in some countries where it's not allowed to take pictures of people, even in public spaces. How might that work?
Yeah, that's really a good question. I think there's like some European Commission politicians that can answer that better than I do. So that is really like one of the things, like regulation, something that we need to really consider when we're like always marketing on brands and taking pictures of other people. There's actually been a really big case in Denmark with a content creator on TikTok that were doing interviews on the Meta Ray-Ban glasses, and he was actually being bullied a lot online and had a lot of press about him taking pictures of people without them knowing, or interviewing them without them knowing they were being recorded, and then putting them on TikTok. So I think we're going to see those examples now and in the next coming years, and we're going to make all the mistakes, and hopefully some regulations are going to be in place for that time. Yeah.
Thank you. Any more questions? Sure.
So one of the main things that you said was like, it shouldn't really be a repetitive thing. No, is that they should be able to come back to it. The Burger King ad and the McDonald's ad, they're kind of one-off, like novel things. How do you think that companies can make this a repetitive thing without oversaturating it and still like making it emotional and keeping them invested?
Yeah, also a really good question. I think it's about, again, coming back to meeting them on platforms where they already are. So like Snapchat, Roblox, these kind of things where they're actively using these platforms in their everyday lives. So I think that's a way to to meet this generation, I would say. And it is really hard to say how will they come back to it if like the Snapchat. It is obviously campaigns, but I think when they're knowledgeable about that there's a campaign, I think it's fun. We can burn this ad over there and then go through town. I think it's something that they would talk about. So it's hard to give a concrete answer on your question, but I think it's about, again, meeting them where they already are is kind of the main thing. And we see these platforms like Roblox, TikTok, Instagram, Snap is really the main things, the main platforms. Yeah, thank you.
Most of the examples that we saw were kind of huge companies already. They had already an immense budget, an immense reach to begin with. So I don't know if you have any tips or strategies for more startup-like companies, smaller companies. How can they push an inventive ad to make it go viral, let's say?
Yeah, I think it's not about the budget really, it's more about the idea. So we've actually partnered up with Snapchat in the Nordic countries, and it's not really expensive to do a Snapchat filter per se. It's a quick turnaround. So I think it's more about the idea. Is it fun? Is it something that people can react to? It's something that people can resonate with, and is there a good message? I would say if it's it could be any startup, I would say if you need to figure out what your emotional message is in your startup, what do you want to come out with, and then kind of brainstorm from there. So it's difficult to say, but that would be my response, I think. People are welcome to answer if they have any good ideas as well. I think it's really about brainstorming, trying things out, because we are still early days in this kind of marketing. Yeah.
Probably time for just one more if we have one more question. Or look, in that case, just one more? Yes, sorry. Yes.
About the ads with Burger King burning those what was used, the technology behind it? Was it also a Snapchat filter, or? Yeah,
it was Snapchat filter, so they were just tracking the logos and the ads.
Okay,
yeah.
Nice.
Thank you.
Thank you.